So, something a lot of victims have in common is their response to aggression or hostility. And it's for several different reasons. So, not everybody's doing it for the same reason, and not every victim of abuse does this, but like many, which is when they are dealing with a hostile person, aggressive person, they will maybe submit or they'll just ignore the behavior and just like hope it goes away. They might have a fawn response or they just might pull back until it's done and then they re-engage with the abusive person sort of when it seems to be back to like norms that they expect. And sometimes it's because someone has high anxiety. Sometimes it's because somebody might be highly agreeable in their personalities. So there's the 5 factor personality rubric, which basically it's ocean, it's openness, conscientiousness, extroversion, agreeableness, and neuroticism. And so somebody who is higher on agreeability than disagreeable is going to be a person who kind of struggles to deal with people who like to dominate and be very aggressive and hostile. And so when we're inside ourselves and this person is coming at us in a very aggressive way, first we're trying to figure out, am I about to be destroyed? Like, do I need to submit so that I don't get destroyed physically, or emotionally? And then it may be kind of just a trained response. So even when it's not technically like to that level, it's just, maybe we got used to it with our parents. And so, you know, because when you're a kid, they can destroy you. Parents are like a loaded gun. And so, kids, when you're raised in an abusive home, you have a pretty good idea that your parents are not safe people. So you may be feeling within yourself these this maelstrom of emotions and you want it to be over because dealing with the fear, the anxiety, or the stress from this person and to just get the situation over with. It's easier to cave, to give them what they want, to just sort of to go along with it or to fawn. And so this unintentionally can reinforce their abusive behaviors because they're getting rewarded for it, which is why they do it. Um, but then the cycle tends to get more and more extreme until the person who's got the low distress tolerance reaches the point where they just can't anymore. It's too destructive to continue to do that. It's a maladaptive coping mechanism. So when you are in the abuse dynamic, it can help keep you safe, but it doesn't help you not avoid those abusive dynamics in the future. Um, and its utility to keep you safe is limited. It's going to be most effective, truthfully, for children or for people who are really concerned that they might get murdered. So as always, you want to talk to a professional mental health or person or therapist, domestic violence counselor. They'll be able to give you a good reading on like what kind of danger you're in. But when you are out of the dangerous situation and now you want to change how you respond to people and you want to do it in a healthier way, you have to build up your ability to handle panic, anxiety, stress, frustration, when dealing with an aggressive and hostile person. The better you can stand and not be impacted by their feelings, the stronger you're going to be inside yourself. And so I noticed after I had a child is really when I was able to distance myself from other people's emotions. Because when you have like a 2-year-old and you've cut the toast in the wrong direction or something, and it's they're so upset. And truthfully, it is the worst thing that's ever happened to them. So I'm not minimizing their feelings. But when you're an adult, there's a very strong sense of they're having these big feelings, but that doesn't mean that I have to swoop in and do something about it, and I'm not in danger. And so when you can start to build that same understanding for yourself with other adults, when you can start to act on your own behalf and trust that you can keep yourself safe, then you do not immediately have this panic or stress response to this other person who's being abusive, aggressive, or hostile to you. Anyway, I hope this makes sense, and I'll talk to you next time.